Yeah. What's up with y'all, boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this beautiful Money Making Friday here with the PickDawgz Morning Show. Y'all know the drill, man. We're live 365 days a year just to let you guys know our thoughts and opinions on the day's action. Today, ladies and gentlemen, shows us we're out of the dog days of summer, man. We're knee deep in it now. We got a little bit of everything on the board. Today, we got 15 games from Major League Baseball, 3 games from the WNBA. I forgot exactly how many college football. I think we'll cover
4.
We'll cover 4 here on this show. And we have the NFL game 2 of the season tonight. Chiefs, Chargers in San Paulo, Brazil. Money Making Friday, man. It's a great way to start football season. Great way to start September. Franchise in the best city on the planet, I think. The betting capital of the world. What's happening, my man? How you doing?
Doing all right. Yeah, let's say it like this. I think the first half was a great way to start the season. Then the second half, well, yeah, that was something else. But he said new day, another game on this Friday card. So it's a pretty good matchup too. So ready to break down the card with you guys, ready to make some money.
Let's do it. Costi Durant, my man. How are you, sir? I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, doing good. I'm excited to finally see some real football being played in the NFL. Good start to the season last night, at least a good first half. As soon as that lightning delay came in, both teams just forgot how to play football, which is expected. It's actually very common when there's a weather delay, when they come back, it's very rusty. So, I'm a reactive bettor when it comes to the NFL. So week 1 is more of a sprinkling effect from my groups and myself as a whole. So it's good to see everything and then react for week 2 where we start playing some heavy volume. But Brazil game, remember last year, Jay, we were eating you remember? At the Circle?
Yeah.
Barry Steakhouse. We were watching. We made sure I was like, can you guys put on? They didn't have the NFL game on. And we have 20 guys in the sports business with their wives sitting there. We're like, turn it on. What are you doing? I think they had like some kind of I don't even remember. It was some kind of sub-market sport. And we were like arguing with them to get the Brazil game on because it was 5:00 there when it was on. So back in Brazil tonight. Hopefully the field is just a little bit better than last year.
Fair enough. Jeremy, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I guess I'm the only one that liked the second half. Is I was on the under, and now the under. I threw everything away. The delay started. I went to bed because I got to get up at 4 a.m. I woke up. I can't see anything without my glasses. I pick up my phone and I'm like pulling it in and out and going, "Does it say point? Did it stay under?" And then I put my glasses on and saw that I won. So yeah, definitely pulled one out of my ass last night. But I'll take it to start off the season with some of the hard luck losses I've had during baseball. But I swept the board last night, had a really good night, looking to do it again tonight. And this weekend, man, there's so many things that look good. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes, sir. For me, my winning week continues. Monday, I was 3-0. Tuesday, 2-1. 2-0. Last night, 1-1. I had the Aces at plus money. So that carried me over. And then I had Dallas at plus 370 at money line. I thought last night played out exactly the way I thought it would, man. I mean, it went exactly to my game script. I knew Dak Prescott, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, would come out and play the way he played. I thought ultimately we made a couple critical mistakes that you can't make against the defending Super Bowl champions on the road that cost us that football game. Miles Sanders got to unhook that fucking trailer. Oh my God, he's so damn slow. B, get him off my damn football team. He's not good. He's never been good. That fumble was nasty. And then the biggest of it all, man, I thought Dak played his fucking ass off. And Sedarian, CD, I love you to death, my boy. I love you to death. You cost us that football game last night with multiple critical drops, man. That last one that Dak threw him up the seam is a $70 million throw. I swear to God. Oh my God, that was a rope. Shout out to the Eagles. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. I thought he played a really tremendous first half. Way to get out of the pocket and get into the end zone twice. I thought Saquon Barkley was the best player overall on the field. He's so nasty, what he can do in such a little amount of space, and he does what no other running back can do. He turns a lot of those, what I thought should have been tackles for loss, into 3-4 yard gains, which kind of keeps that team ahead of the chains, and that's why they're as good as they are. And overall, I thought it was just a really good game, and the Eagles got it done at home. I think the weather delay, of course, like a couple other guys said, drastically hurt both offenses. Before the rain delay, we had seen no punts. After that, it was all punts. It was only 3 points scored after that. So, that was kind of unfortunate. But I thought it was a great way to start the season. I think my Cowboys are as good as I think they are. I think we have a legitimate chance to make this season something to remember. So, in retrospect, bro, we just walked into Philly, the defending Super Bowl champs, and punched them in the mouth. We should have won that football game. That's how I feel. So, I do start my season off 0-1. I did get a little greedy. Y'all know that's my game. I love taking plus money shots. Probably should have grabbed the 8. But I won't apologize for how I played the game, man. So, was what it was, be what it be. Looking to bounce back today in the NFL. Money Making Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Anything else that y'all thought was just interesting before we jump into today's action? Or anything else y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to tell me I'm delusional and we're really ass and anything?
No, just that Jalen Carter, proved it. Spitters are quitters.
And Jay, was that just a long way of you just basically saying "we them boys"? I mean, could you have just shortened that up and said "we them boys"? It's gonna be a fun season, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great season.
I was kind of, I had it on in the background, but all I see on social media blowing up was what just happened this early. Are you kidding me? And then I realized what actually happened. I was like, oh my God. So if that's sort of the indication of where we're headed this season, there's going to be a lot of chaos.
In terms of the spitting, I did see that after that Dak spit first. But Dak always spitting. If you're really a Cowboy fan, he always spitting. So that's and while it was somewhat, I'm trying to be completely unbiased, in the direction of Jalen Carter, it was ultimately at the ground. And we know in football, it's always the second guy that gets caught. And outright loogie on somebody is crazy. That's insane.
Look, I don't care.
We all know Dak's intentions. We all know the type of man, the type of guy he is. I highly doubt where anybody's questioning his character and saying he intentionally tried to spit on Jalen Carter. On the flip side, I think we all know the type of guy Jalen Carter is and his character. And he's exactly the type of guy that will spit on somebody exactly like he did. So I hope he gets suspended for a couple games. He's a hell of a player, and I was glad his ass wasn't out there. Is what it was, B2B.
I mean, in my opinion, and I'm not biased in either way. If I'm coming at you and I'm standing looking at you in the eyes and I spit and it hits the ground, it doesn't hit you, you're still spitting at him. It just didn't hit him. So yeah, it was a reactive. It's always the player that retaliates gets in trouble, but it's football, man. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are going to war against each other. They don't like each other when they're out there on the field. You saw that with all the fighting going on, and it just seems like nowadays, especially this year, they're calling more tauntings, and they're just picking apart these guys that they can't control it. You're out there in war. Like, they can't control it. That's their entire DNA. They're designed to go out there and hurt another person, not on purpose, but it's just to be able to tone it down coming, because I played high school football. Doesn't mean much compared to the NFL level, but even in high school, like when I'm out there on the field, like I'm there to dismantle, to get around, to do whatever I have to do. And sometimes it's hard to put your, emotions aside.
Let's talk some baseball before we start talking Costa high school football.
I'm just saying in general, I've been watching football for a long time. They've watered down this fucking product, man. They're watering it down every year. I love betting it. I'm never going to stop betting it. But every year, all they want to do is water it down. And at some point, whatever. Conversation for another day.
Fair enough.
Clean my brain of Costi and spandex.
We have the Nationals and the Cubs is where we start. Day game. This is Javier Assad. Can't spell Assad without ass. And you got Jake Irvin on the other side for Washington. We have a lot of ground to cover today, so we're going to kind of make bigger slots today, fellas and ladies out there in the comments. We got the Tigers and the White Sox. Smith on the mound for them boys. For the White Sox, Flaherty on the mound for the Tigers. Brewers, Pirates, Priester, Oviedo. Reds, Mets, Peterson, Andrew Abbott. And Dodgers, Orioles, Glasnow, Kramer. Chris, 5 games to start today in Major League Baseball. We'll be looking at.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. I like the White Sox plus 1.5 and on the money line. For me, it's just I don't think that Jack Flaherty should be laying minus 190 against anyone. I get it because the Detroit Tigers are the only team that's going to be playing playoff baseball here. But Shane Smith's been pitching well. They've been competitive in a lot of his recent starts. And I think they have a chance to win this one outright. They're playing some really great baseball right now over the last week. So give me the White Sox plus 1.5 on the money line, and give me the over in Reds Mets. 2 teams that have been hitting lefties well as of late. 2 lefties in Andrew Abbott and David Peterson that started to get hit a little bit more often as of late. Both still have sub-3 ERAs, but I still think the runs are going to come in this one, especially against this Mets bullpen that's been problematic. And the Reds bullpen kind of folded against Toronto as well. So give me the over 9.5 in that one, whatever you can get of that.
Costi, how we feeling?
Yeah, I'm taking Milwaukee here. I get it. Pittsburgh just swept the Dodgers. They had their 3 best pitchers out there in that series. Now you have Quinn Priester, who's been elite. He's been an elite pitcher this year. And you say what you want about these Brewers, and yeah, they came back down to earth after that crazy winning streak. They're 500 in their last 10. Pittsburgh is riding, the sweep of the Dodgers at home and winning a previous series. I think game 1 of this series, as good as Milwaukee's been on the road, I think they'll sneak this one out. It's a short favorite. But I still think better pitcher. They hit righties better than Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh's been hitting righties over 5 runs a game in the last 10, but overall, bigger sample size, 3.2 runs a game. So I'm not putting too much emphasis into the last 10 games here. And I think game 1, Milwaukee's going to squeak one out.
Fair enough. Jeremy, how you feeling first 5?
Yeah, let me just start off with fantastic hitting weather in Pittsburgh, even better hitting weather in Cincinnati, and even better hitting weather in Chicago. Depending on what you want to do, it's a Wrigley game with the wind blowing out. You can see the 10.5 total. I always like to attack these spots. I've talked about this before. I like doing my lottery ticket game, grabbing 2 guys to homer and parlaying it with the over. And it doesn't have to be the usual suspects. Hell, every once in a while, I'll grab the backup catcher who happens to be in these games because normal fly ball outs turn into home runs real quick. And we got like 12 to 13 mile an hour winds at Wrigley. I agree with what Chris said, man. I've been waiting for this spot. Andrew Abbott's been very lucky this year when it comes to Cincinnati. And I guess at some point when you have enough data, you got to say he's created some of that luck. But I've been waiting for a spot where the weather's warm and it's humid in Cincinnati and you get the wind blowing out a little bit. This is a great spot for it. So I love the over there. And lastly, with the Orioles, I was doing some research on Tyler Glasnow. He hasn't pitched great against the Orioles. He got like a career 4-run ERA. I didn't touch this game, full disclosure, but I did want to bring up tomorrow is the anniversary of Cal Ripken's 21-31. So if you're into all that nostalgia and teams playing above board on days that you don't expect them, maybe tomorrow is one of those days you look at. But I stayed away from that game today.
As y'all know, man, football is back. So for me, baseball starts to really, really take a back seat. Looking at today's board, what I would do. All aboard. Goddamn hate train.
We're back.
The hate train. Yes. We're on the hate train, though. The hate train is Milwaukee, and we're hating on them. I like the Pirates, man. It's too much value to pass up with a team playing as well as they're playing. Like, this team just swept the Dodgers. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And we're getting plus money in a spot like this. I know Milwaukee's been overall hot, and I can see a lot of people like, yeah, this is a spot where Milwaukee kind of comes in here and beats up on the Pirates. But we're talking value, specific value. I have to be on the Pirates. And I think Priester, he's due. Oviedo's looked well. You know, the Pirates have won 3 of Oviedo's last 4 starts. His last home start, he shut down the best offense in baseball. He went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, which was a home run against the Blue Jays. So it's like, Pirates. It's got to be Pirates for me. So just talking value. And I would lean towards the Orioles. I mean, the Monstars are just ass on the road. And so until they wake up, I think it's value fading them. This is a team that's lost 4 of their last 5. Baltimore's playing some of its best baseball of the season, winners of 4 of its last 5. Just Baltimore is coming off of the West Coast road trip. I usually don't like taking teams that first game back off a huge trip like that, you know, way across country. So that is probably what keeps me off, man. But man, this is so much value here on the Orioles playing as well as they are and the Dodgers playing as shit as they are. So it's an Orioles style spot for me, in my opinion, here in this first slot today. We keep rolling. Next slot, we have the Blue Jays, Toronto. Chris, you nervous?
Not for the series. I just don't, we'll talk about it, but I don't think today's a great spot for him.
All right. Gausman on the mound for the Jays. Schlittler, however you say it, on the mound for the Yankees. Yankees $1.35 home favorites, total 8.5. Phillies, Marlins, Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies. Belozo on the mound for Miami. Mariners, Braves, Logan Gilbert on the mound for Seattle. Chris Sale, where the hell he been? He's back. He's on the mound today for Atlanta. We have the Rays and the Guardians. Gavin Williams versus Jax. And last one of the slot is the Twins. They're on the road facing the Royals. Michael Waka, a.k.a. Waka Flocka, on the mound for the Royals. I don't see anybody on the mound for the Twins currently.
Go do some work. Like, don't you have something to do?
Costi, what we doing?
I'm gonna ride the Rays here. Love how they've been playing lately. One of the hottest teams in baseball. Now they're in contention for this wild card spot. It's a reliever game, but I trust the relievers of the Rays. They have some of the best relievers in the game. and, a subpar Cleveland team that's been very mediocre on the road, Tampa Bay team that's extremely hot. Yes, I know that they're 138 favorite for a reason, but I think the line is priced right here, and them being at home where they've been playing really well at Steinbrenner Field, man. This is a team that I think is going to make the playoffs the way they're playing September baseball. So, Rays for me.
Jeremy?
Yeah, a couple things. I guess I'll stay with this game. I like the over here. Gavin Williams can get his strikeouts, but gives up some hard contact and fly balls, and we know that's a bandbox of a stadium. And then you start, as I looked at my algorithm today, at the top of the list of hitters, there were a bunch of Rays players and the usual suspect from the Guardians, which would be Jose Ramirez, up at the top of the list. So I think the over is interesting. As far as the Yankees and Jays go, as far as prop plays, I went with Kevin Gausman over strikeouts. The Yankees, this Yankee team is one of the worst Yankee teams I've seen as far as Ks go. They're in the bottom 5 of the league, and those guys are all moving around position there like chairs on the Titanic of who's going to be the worst. The Angels have been holding it. The Rockies are there. But it's surprising to see the Yankees and Red Sox as just these awful strikeout teams. And in his career, Gausman averages 6 Ks a game. And I think if this Yankees team has as many strikeouts in it that I believe it does, I think he's going to get over that prop of 5.5, including my model liked him over 6. So I'm going to stay with that. As far as some of the other games, Seattle and Atlanta, I can't get away from the pitching matchup. I think it's too good. And I think there's a lot of strikeouts on both sides. So I went with the under there. Didn't touch Phillies Marlins, and that Twins Royals game, I wanted to pull the trigger on the over, but I didn't.
I think this is a good slot, personally. Where do I want to start? I'm going to start with Tampa. I'm going to keep it rolling with them boys. Shout out Tampa. I've been rocking with them for the last week or so. They've been getting me paid. Junior Caminero home run. He's going to crush, what's his name, today. So, and I don't trust the Guardians on the road this time of year. At home, I do. On the road, no. And like Costi said, I think the Rays make it interesting to try to make a postseason run. So we'll see. We'll see. It would be Atlanta for me here. Seattle's done. Cook, finito. They die all the time around this time of year. I don't know how many times I got to continue to explain that to y'all. This team's cooked. And when I had bet Atlanta this season, it's been at home where they're a different team, monster and animal. Friday night at home, I think, they show up for them. And I think they beat the Mariners. I'm cool. Marlins, Phillies. Chris over there all nervous and shit. I see it all over his face. I don't know why he nervous, though, because all aboard. We done beat the shit out the Yankees all season long. We done beat them boys into the dirt. 7-3. And it's a reason we number 1 in the division. And we're going to beat their ass again today. Shitler is shit. And you're going to get cranked by them Jays today. Just when you think the Yankees going to do something, just when you thought it was beautiful, this is what I be talking about. Overrated, overvalued. This is what I be talking about, bro. This line should be closer to even.
Should it? I mean, I'm not saying anything you're saying. I disagree with it, but should it be even with a team that's basically 500 on the road?
Closer to even than what it is. I do think so.
In baseball terms, 125 favorite and 116 dog is fairly even.
7-3 is the season series thus far. I trust Big Game Gausman.
Jeremy, last year there was a auto bet scenario. Is anytime Kevin Gausman was pitching, you just auto bet against him, and you were printing money.
I mean, look. He's got. I still like him as far as a strikeout pitcher. It's almost like you go back to the Houston game with Framber Valdez. He had 6 Ks through 3 innings against this Yankees team, but. I understand it, man. I've had some of those guys that I've targeted year after year, and boy, does it piss you off when they figure it out. So, but Gausman's a guy, he's been reverse splits. He gets hit harder by righties, so I understand it.
Blue Jays. oh yeah, the Yankees ain't gonna catch the Blue Jays. They're gonna take the division. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. So I'm on the Jays today, and they're gonna give me plus money. Sign me up. And was there anything else here? I thought there might have been one more. They said Pablo Lopez back on that mound today. What the hell?
I saw his name pop up, and then I saw Joe Ryan, and I was just like, I don't know.
I don't know how long he's going to go in the game, though. I think he had a weird. Well, what I was looking at this morning, Lopez had like a 3.5 strikeout prop, and that doesn't seem normal for a game. With him in it, usually he's going to be a 4.5 at a minimum, 5.5, maybe even 6.5.
I see why some of y'all would argue Yankees are properly valued with the Jays road record, but I think they've played 10 times. You give me a team that's won 7 of the 10, the team with the better record, the team with the better offense. Sign me up. So, just my thoughts on it. Chris, how we feeling?
So I like the confidence. I'm not betting it. I'm just saying the only thing that concerns me about this game from a Blue Jays perspective is that Kevin Gausman's pitched well against the Yankees at home this year. If you look at the last 2 seasons, this year and 2024, Gausman at Yankee Stadium has an ERA over 15. So I do have my concerns with him at Yankee Stadium. Maybe he can exercise those demons today. Hopefully, for my sake, he can. I was originally on the Yankees, but I think I'm just going to shift towards the over. I do think these are 2 teams that can pile runs on. Let's see here.
But Chris, I have a serious question for you.
Yes.
Have you gotten the LA lasagna yet on your trip?
Not yet.
That's your problem.
There's still 3 days.
Mitch and Chris trying to explain to the fan base what this LA lasagna was probably one of my favorite episodes.
Okay. If I go and partake, I will take a picture.
Look how excited you got. You were your face.
No, because to tell you the truth, I forgot about it until you just said it.
I never forget.
And I'm walking distance to Planet Hollywood, so can burn off whatever I'm about to put on when I go eat it. But it's basically lasagna in just like a tube pasta, like a lasagna sheet. They roll it up, deep fry it, and stand it on its side. It's what dreams are made of. Anyways, give me the Royals there. I still don't trust Minnesota, even though Pablo Lopez is coming back, and for a while this season he's still viewed as the ace of this Twins rotation. I would imagine he's on an innings restriction or maybe even a pitch count. And even if he has a decent start, this Twins bullpen has sucked in the last couple weeks. So I think the Royals can get to him. I like Michael Wacha and what he's done at home. So give me the Royals on the money line here.
Last slot of the day in Major League Baseball. We start with the Giants. They're out on the road facing the St. Louis Cardinals. We have the Padres and the Rockies. Nick Pivetta versus Kyle Freeland. Did Freeland just pitch like the other day?
But remember he got thrown out in the first inning. So he gave up, what he faced 2 or 3 batters and then started chirping and he got kicked out.
Yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised. I would tread lightly with that one because there's possibility that they could rule on his suspension because he did appeal it. And if they ruled that he's suspended, they could pull him here.
I was going to say, I could have sworn I just seen him fighting with Devers like 2 days ago.
People are saying my stomach's going to hate me if I eat the LA lasagna. My stomach hates me already. So it's for the course.
No, it doesn't count. Look, can't hate you if you're going to walk back. You're going to walk it off.
I probably won't.
Speaking of walk off, will the Athletics walk off the Angels?
I like the transition.
Soriano on the mound for the Angels. Who is that? Barnett on the mound for the Athletics. And Diamondbacks, Red Sox. Solely on the mound for the Red Sox. Rodriguez on the mound for Arizona. Jeremy, how you feeling?
Yeah, I don't have much in this. I'm going to give you my vomit play, which after the way everybody feels about Eduardo Rodriguez, I'm sure this is going to be interesting. But I love him to get over his 4.5 Ks today against his former team. Red Sox have a ton of Ks in the lineup. I know, look, trust me, I don't think he's going deep in the game. He's been getting blasted left and right. I'm not telling you he's great, but I definitely think like the model that I use has him a full strikeout over what his prop is. So I laid the small favorite there at minus 130, a little bit of juice, and took him over strikeouts. I mean, I wanted to get on some of these players in the Padres game against the Rockies. And do the Rockies have to send money in if they do suspend Kyle Freeland as a thank you, or how does that work for them? As he's just stunk up the joint, man. So I do like Ramon Laureano in that game, if that does anything for you. The other games, I didn't have anything.
Yeah, I'm short, sweet, and simple in this one as well. Did I forget? I forgot a game here. It's my team. How the hell I forget my team? I don't even think I have a graphic for that one. I don't. That's crazy. That's insane. I'll show you where my brain at. Merrill Kelly on the mound for us tonight. He gets it done. The Astros are ass. We're still in the playoff hunt. Y'all expect me to go homer here, so I will do it. When it's mattered most over the last couple seasons, I feel like the Rangers have beaten the Astros. I'm not loving the current form of Houston. They seem like they got some turmoil going on. We saw what happened with Framber earlier in the week. I saw some reports saying they boiled over into the locker room after the fact. They somehow miraculously pulled out that game the next day. But then they got back to their losing ways yesterday. It's Rangers for me here. I wish I knew who was on the mound for the Astros, but it doesn't matter. Rangers. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Angels here. I know that the Athletics have been, kind to us in terms of, money being made. And Soriano has had some brutal numbers at home at times this season. But I didn't love the way that Athletics offense looked in the last series. They've dropped 5 of their last 6. Soriano started to pitch better at home. And Barnett really struggled in his major league debut. So I think the Angels can find a way to get it done here. I'm also going to lean towards the Red Sox. I don't love it because they haven't necessarily been fantastic against lefties. But for me, Eduardo Rodriguez just feels like one of those pitchers that's just a slump buster. You go up against him, and all of a sudden, your inability to hit lefties just goes out the window, and you crank out 8 runs. So, strikeout prop could definitely be in play, but I still think he's going to get absolutely rocked here. So, I'm going to go with the Red Sox in that one.
Costa, close us out baseball.
Yeah, this is probably my least favorite slot, but I'm gonna lean and take the same lean Chris did. Basically word for word. It's a great slump buster when you go against Eduardo Rodriguez. And Boston has been hitting the ball really well. They're a 500 team on the road. You're getting a short favor price on the road versus an Arizona team that's basically 500 at home. I think this is a game they'll be able to increase their runs average versus lefties. It's a great slump buster, like he said. Boston for me, short favorite. Not obsessed with it, but that's the only one that I really will even lean on.
Fair enough. That's it for baseball for the day. We head to the WNBA. 3 games over there tonight. First one is the Atlanta Dream. They're at home at the crib with the Los Angeles Sparks rolling in. Atlanta 5.5-point home favorites, total 169.5. Fever laying 11.5 points on the Chicago Sky, total 161.5. And we have the New York Liberty, the defending champs, out on the road facing the Seattle Storm. Storm, 1.5-point home favorites. I'm up first here. I like the Liberty. I know they've been ass on the road all season. What is it, like 3-13 ATS on the road this year? Something like that. They've also, I want to say, like lost like 4 straight on the road. But that doesn't make me in love with Seattle either. Seattle, just when you think you can trust them, you can't. Seattle has beaten the Liberty in both meetings this season. I think it's a tough game. I think the Liberty are the better team. I know Sabrina's out tonight, but I still think the Liberty are the best team in the WNBA, and I think they win the championship this year. And I think they're going to figure their shit out here soon. And I could see this tonight being the spot where they avenge their demons on the road and start to play well on the road as that we get closer and closer to postseason time. So, give me the Liberty. I'll lay it here with the Fever. The Fever have blown out the sky every game this season. This is going to be the 5th time they've played. The lowest win margin of victory was 15 in those 4. There's like a 35, a 27, a 15, and I forgot what the other one was. It was another ass kicking. While Chicago is healthy again, I don't think it matters. I just think the Fever have their number. We saw the news come out yesterday. Caitlin Clark out for the season. But the Fever still knee deep in the playoff race. I think the Fever come out here and blow them out. So, like I said, the lowest win margin has been 15. They probably beat them by 15 again. I say lay it. And the Dream Sparks is my least favorite. I could hear the quick revenge angle, but at the same time, I don't hear it. The Dream are just a different team, monster and animal, especially at home. And I didn't like what I saw from the Sparks down the stretch of that game the other night. So it would be Atlanta for me here in this one. Chris?
Yeah, I'm not loving today's WNBA card. I'm taking it very lightly from touching it at all. But lean towards the Storm for me, laying the points, or even just taking them on the money line. 3-16-1 is the Liberty number against the spread on the road. I can't get there, and that tells you something because I've been so low on the Storm for much of the season. So if I'm forced to bet this one, I would bet the Storm there. Yeah, I don't love that Chicago Indiana game. Not if I had to, I would probably lean towards the Sparks plus the points. Just hard to run it back against the same team in some of these spots. And for me, the Sparks are still the team that's still fighting for a lot more in this matchup. So I'll roll the Sparks plus the points.
Costa, any dub?
No.
Jeremy, any dub?
Yeah, I was with you on Vegas last night. That was one of my winners. Love that spot. Tonight, the only thing I was saying is I kind of like Indiana, but I actually think the over is the better play. It sucks betting over in Sky games, though. I mean, I think you guys know that because there are some times where they show up and it's just like, what is that? But looking at the playoff positioning between the Sparks and the Fever are still battling it out, I think it's just a good spot for Indiana to handle business. But I do like the over more, so take that for what it's worth.
There you go. That's WNBA for the day. Let's head to college football, ladies and gentlemen. We got Maryland, the Terrapins, Costy's team.
And Jeremy.
Jeremy's is her team too?
I mean, look, I'm in Maryland. I don't really have a college team because I like to bet against anyone. So I love bet. I prefer that green than that team getting a dub. So I don't know that I have any team.
Fair. That's what everybody usually says, and I just assign them their team anyway. So
yeah, like we bet I bet against the Ravens. So
yeah.
But it's Maryland is our team.
Okay.
Don't put me in with you. No, I'm kidding. I do like them. Yeah, I kicked over my water bottle.
Oh, I thought you fell because I was going to say good.
Maryland lands 16.5 on NIU in this one. Total, I'm seeing 46.5. We have Boise versus Eastern Washington. Boise laying 30.5. We have Western Illinois versus Northwestern. Northwestern laying 31.5. And we have Louisville versus James Madison. Louisville, this has now gone up. It's now over the key number of 14. It's 14.5, I see currently. You might be able to find a 14, but I think what I'm looking at right here is 14.5. So, Chris, we start with you, sir. College football, how we feeling?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Boise State here. I know it's a big number, and it's one of these FBS matchups, but Eastern Washington is just taking a big step back from what they've been in past years. I don't think they're going to contend in the Big Sky this season. For me, this is also just an over spot because I do think that the Broncos just run all over them here. I think they hang up 45 points in this game at the very least, 45-14, something like that. So give me the Broncos, but also give me the over here, and give me Maryland. I was, fading Maryland in week 1 against FAU, but I was wrong. Malik Washington was solid. NIU, for me, they're just sort of a middle-of-the-road MAC team. I just don't think they're going to be able to hang around in this matchup. I think this is a 3-score win for Maryland, 38-17. So I'll lay the points with the Terps in that one.
I say Louisville, bro. We've had this argument.
It's not that serious.
And we've had this argument many times. It'll always be Louisville, bro.
Louisville.
They say it's Louisville.
Well, yeah, the people from Louisville say it's Louisville.
Yeah, exactly.
But people
That's like
from
Nolans, right?
Nolans.
Louisville.
Say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
It's not that serious.
Costa, you got any thoughts on college football today?
Yeah, I'm with Roof on a lot of stuff today. Could be a good sign. I like Maryland. Malik Washington, 4-star recruit coming out of Archbishop Spalding here in Maryland as well. This guy was highly recruited, highly touted. He proved. I mean, it's one game. Not going to sit there and crown him with all these accolades. He played against FAU, but I still think they have a lot of talent around him, and Northern Illinois is going to have trouble keeping up, and it's going to be a high-scoring game for Maryland. And the total's low, meaning that, NIU is going to have trouble scoring points, in my opinion, and they like to run the ball. If NIU gets off to a head start and they can control the game, I could see this being somewhat close, but the game script is Maryland scores points, gets out to a pretty, heavy lead, double-digit lead, and then keeps the gas to the pedal and wins this game. I think 16.5 is the right number, but I think they win this by 21 plus.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I don't have anything for Louisville. Sorry. The only thing I like here is if we look at Maryland. So a couple things about both teams. And yeah, I mean, Costi and Chris kind of told you look at Malik Washington. He did have a good game, but he started off slow. And I think the defensive touchdown really kind of settled the team down. When I look at Northern Illinois, they had to have a comeback win against Holy Cross. It was ugly. But the one thing I want to point out is that they switched offensive coordinators, and they're going from more of a pro-style offense to let's spread them out, even though technically the spread offense is a pro-style offense now. But they're trying to go more up-tempo, and it just looked ugly against Holy Cross. I think Maryland's interesting, but I think the under's the better play. I think you could look at Northern Illinois under their team total as well, just because I fully expect that offense to struggle. And Maryland does this every year where they schedule what we deem to be 3 cupcakes, trying to get their 3 W's, and then just get 3 more in conference play so they're bowl eligible. But yeah, this could be a puffy pants game if Maryland is able to just shut them down defensively. But Northern Illinois also had a really good defense last year, 14th in the country in scoring. They did lose quite a few pieces, but I think they can keep Maryland slowed down for just a bit. And if Maryland gets ahead, I think they run the football. I like the under.
NIU was good defensively last year, but I think they lost more than a couple pieces. They lost everybody. This team is bad.
Well, they have like 2 starters coming back or 3, something like that.
Yeah, this team is some shit. And it's like all the people that replaced them, not even coming from FBS. They all FCS players that replaced them. This is a bad NIU team. Everybody, their mama, uncle, and auntie is on the Terps in Maryland tonight. I'm not personally really interested in laying this big of a number in this spot. I get it. If I were to play it, it would be Maryland. I don't have enough information to buck the trend, and everything seems to say Maryland. So just not my type of play personally, but it is Maryland. Y'all know I like to buck the trend when it's time, but I don't think this is one of those. NIU really is some shit. Give me Boise, laying whatever. I was cussing Boise out all week last week, and I was saying I would never put another hard-earned dollar on this trash-ass team. Then I saw there's playing Eastern Washington this week, and I said, okay, this is the perfect bounce back, blow somebody out, and act like nothing happened style game. They had a tough assignment last week. This is not nearly that. You let Incarnate Word run up 31 points on you, I think Boise.
Word up.
I think Boise can do something similar. So I still believe Boise. I think Boise just will. Where I was wrong in my Boise look last week, because I thought Boise was going to be I thought they were still going to be dominant in the trenches. And they weren't nearly as good in the trenches in that game as I thought they were. Tonight, against a team like Eastern Washington, they will be. So lay whatever here with Boise. And I hate to take off favorites, but I kind of like Louisville. I liked it a lot more at 13.5. Now at 14.5, not really up and over that key number. Everybody, their mama, uncle, and auntie seems to be betting Louisville, whatever you want to call them. James Madison, I think they're just out of their depths in this game. It's kind of just my thoughts. So favorite for me in college football. Really, I'll probably take Northwestern too. I'll probably go all favorites in college football tonight. All 4 favorites. Setting myself up. We'll see. All right, fellas. That's it for college football for the day. We got 1 game left. We head to San Paulo. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Diego Chargers. I don't know why I keep saying that. The LA Chargers. I almost never say that, but I've said that like 3 times now today. San Diego. Oh well. Total 46.5. Chiefs laying 3. Chiefs minus $1.65. Some books I see 3.5. Some books I see 3. Whichever you like, whichever team you like. Make sure you get the right number. Costi, what we doing?
I'm on the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I still think they have look, both these teams, it's a division game. They played each other tough last year. Chiefs are still the better team with the better quarterback, with the better coach. And, do I expect Travis Kelce to come out here and be his old self? Probably not. But, there's something to say when you're not searching for the ring anymore and you have some stability in your life that could have a little bit of a resurgent year. They have a healthy Isaiah Pacheco. They have a really good defense. It's the line is right. It's a 3-point, advantage on a neutral field. I think the Chiefs take this one.
Jeremy.
Yeah, going back to last year, I guess the big question is what the field looks like. Because if it looks like last year, this could be a shootout and difficult to kind of even stop that. And I understand a lot of people think both of these defenses are probably going to be better than the offense. The one thing I'll say about this game is that I love Omari in Hampton. I think the guy's going to win Rookie of the Year. He's in one of the best run games you could possibly be in with Greg Roman. There's a lot to look at this team and go, I don't know about the Chargers. I love the fact that they came out and said that he is the starter, and Najee Harris, whenever they need 3 yards, they're going to go to him because that's all he gets. Now, with Hampton, I like him over rushing attempts. I like his rushing yards. I like him to get an anytime touchdown. I think all of them are interesting. And this is an explosive player that can hit a home run at any given time. And if that field is slippery, I think he's in for a big night.
So, word on the street is NFL invested a really pretty penny on this field over the offseason. So, it shouldn't be as bad as what it was last year. I remember me and Costi, we were sitting there watching this game. Like, oh my God, bro, this shit is terrible.
Bro, people kept getting hurt. Jordan Love got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what it felt like? Do you remember when they had that college basketball? It was a tournament in Puerto Rico, and everybody kept slipping on the logos and falling while they were playing because I guess the floor was sweating or something where the logos were. It kind of reminded me of that, just seeing everybody having trouble getting their footing.
But to me, it makes not a lot of sense on why it would be that bad. They play soccer there. Soccer, I've never seen a soccer field get torn up like that. They're still running around. I mean, I don't understand why it was. Again, I have no idea. I don't have enough data to tell you the reasoning behind it, but it was so bad, and it was an embarrassment. Hence why Jay just said that they invested a lot of money into the field this year, but it was bad.
I do have a premium in this game, so I will talk about the total. I like the under. I think both games last year were really low scoring, and I think it kind of just follows suit here. Division game, low scoring. You know, even last night's game that was high scoring as hell. When it mattered most, the defense has stepped up, and the game fell underneath the total. A couple stats about the game. The Chiefs have won 7 straight over the Chargers. They've also won 8 of 10 over the Chargers. The Chargers have covered a few of those games. Like I think they covered the most recent one, which was in Arrowhead last year. I remember I had a pretty pity on the Chiefs in that one, and that was a bad loss for me. Chiefs pretty much bring back the same team from last year. Pretty much everybody's the same. I think they have maybe 1 or 2 offensive linemen new and maybe 1 new defensive back, but everybody else is pretty much the same. Chargers added a couple pieces. They added Hampton, like Jeremy was talking about, from North Carolina. They added a couple receivers to kind of bolster up that thing, the receiving core. The biggest thing for me here, though, is offensive line. You know, they lost Slater. I think that's such a huge blow. Like, that's such a huge blow for a team like the Chargers, who I think offensive line is their biggest concern anyway. So, like, and then it's tough, man. It's tough. So, like, while I think the Chargers overall this season will be able to run the football really effectively, I think it's a huge ass game 1 against a team that only lost 1 game last season, especially for a rookie. And Najee Harris, we know you saw Miles Sanders need to unhook that trailer. Najee Harris need to unhook that trailer. All in all, under game. I like a Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. I know a lot of people hating on my man. I don't know why. He just did the swaggiest shit ever, bro. He literally just married a billionaire, bro. Like, oh my God, that's just so swaggy. He just married a billion, bro. He's good. He's good. The thing is he hasn't scored in the last 3 games against the Chargers. He hasn't scored in the last 3. He's due for a touchdown against the Chargers. I could see this being a, over the middle, start the season off good vibes style play in Brazil. He do a little stanky leg. Come on now, like I see Travis scoring tonight, and the fact that he hasn't scored in the last 3 against the Chargers makes me love it even more. Yeah. Oh, I also like a Justin Herbert INT, like a Justin Herbert interception tonight. I didn't play one last night. I'm glad I didn't. I thought both quarterbacks played really fucking good last night. Shout out Hurts, shout out Dak. I think tonight's going to be a little more sloppy. I wouldn't be mad at taking a shot on Mahomes INT either. So that's what I like tonight. Chris?
He's got a streak in primetime games, right, of throwing picks.
So I love my INT props. I can see it. Chris, how you feeling?
Yeah, I was saddled with the video for this one yesterday, so even though it probably would have been a premium, I'll give it out here. I'm on the Chiefs here, money line. Mainly because 3 feels a bit right for me. If this line dipped below 2 or below 3 and 2.5, 2 range, I'd still go with the Chiefs. Just I would sprinkle on both. I would sprinkle on the spread and the money line. But if I'm taking the Chargers here, I want something like 6. I'm not getting it, but I'm saying that's kind of where I'd want it to be, because the Chargers just have a knack for playing close games against the Chiefs, and a lot of it was when they were catching a touchdown, when they were catching X number of points. The only thing that concerns me is that division home dogs in week 1 have been pretty much money in the NFL for the last few seasons against the numbers. So that's why that 3 points kind of gets me here.
Would you weight at the same in Brazil?
I'm just saying the mentality of teams based.
I just was asking the question.
No, I know, and it's a fair point. But for me, it's more about the mentality that you have going into it. That you're playing a team you're familiar against, and the Chargers just have a history of giving the Chiefs fits. So that's kind of why I'm weaning off the 3 a little bit, and
they've beaten their ass 8 of 10.
Yeah, I know.
5 years of domination. They can keep the game close all they want. They're gonna have beat on.
That's why I'm taking Chiefs money line.
Fair. I don't know, man. I watched the NFL show this week and hear Ron yap about the damn Chiefs, and you see why I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. That's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. We covered everything under the sun. College football, NFL, Major League Baseball, WNBA, Money Making Friday. Speaking of college football and NFL, those shows will be posted after the show. So probably I'll say 1. So 2 Eastern. They'll both be posted at 2 Eastern today. So be on the lookout for both of those. Chris, Money Making Friday, heading into a hell of a weekend, man. What you got going on over at PickDawgz Premium?
Yeah, for me today, it's my MLB pickoff play that I have on the board. 22-10, last 32. Also got a college football play of the day and a hits and homers 3-pack. So definitely check any of those out. But this is a great time to jump on a long-term pass, because now we're in the football season. We're knee deep. You're going to get NFL, college football, Major League Baseball. For me, the 3 and 7 day passes are usually less than buying each of Saturday's daily packages individually. It gets you a few extra days worth of plays. So make sure that you check that out. Pair me up with Jay, Jeremy, or anyone else on the website. But remember to use that promo code PICK at 15% off.
Franchise, ladies and gentlemen. Costi, what's going on right now over at Safer Syndicate Group?
We have a few products that we're offering. You can call me for any one of them. If you watch any of Jeremy's videos, he is offering a service where he's going to rate games as well as give out props, and he could explain in more detail games up to the minute, meaning hours before game time, something he can't release on premium. Big Al's All Access, obviously it's been around for years. You could always call me about that. The Dime Club, anything that's you want more personalization that you can get on the PickDawgz site, you can give me a call. My number's listed right on the site under Premium Picks.
Fair enough. Jeremy, what you got going on over at PickDawgz.com?
Yeah, as Costi said, I'm doing this concrete inner circle for some of the high rollers out there and a lot of stuff, because I do a lot of prop plays, and I'm breaking down stuff the entire day. I really enjoy this, but when football season happens, I get knee deep. And I got to be honest, like I'm a little nervous at how confident I am this weekend. There are 3 NFL games that I love. There's an underdog that I think that's going to win by double digits. There's a home underdog that I think is the absolute best play on the board. There's a lot I like this weekend, including Saturday. So I have a ton of plays up right now, some packages that are put together if you want to check it out. Coming off of a sweep yesterday, going 3-0. Although I was fortunate to get that Eagles under, I'll take it. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So I got to play on tonight's NFL game, a college play, and a couple of baseball plays out there. I think there's some really, really good baseball spots today. So check it out. Pair me up with Chris. Anybody, make it a menage a trois. Let's have some fun.
I'm with Jeremy.
Right, Chris? No, sorry.
He's muted. Good.
Uh,
That's moving on.
Speak a little French for the Canadians up there.
Money making Friday.
Hey.
What? Money making Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a really good week, and I'm just trying to keep it rolling. I was 3-0 on Monday, 2-1 on Tuesday, 2-0 on Wednesday. I was 1-1 yesterday. I did come out narrowly ahead with some plus money. I had the Aces money line. My other play was Cowboys money line, so came away narrowly with some plus money. It's been that type of week. Only 2 losses on the board, so I don't plan on really trying to add another one. Tonight, as of right this second, I have 2 plays on the board. I have a WNBA play of the night. We hit 4 in a row on that, looking to make it 5 tonight. And I have the side, Chiefs, Chargers, the spread, the right play. So you can scoop that up for me. I might add a college play here momentarily. to try to make it a 3-pack. And I might add a baseball play. The more we talked about baseball today, the more something really jumped off the page to me. So I got 2 in there right now. It's likely going to be 4 here momentarily. So be on the lookout for that. And then, like the guy said, heading into a money-making weekend, I'll have a college football top play tomorrow. One of my biggest bets of the weekend. Sunday, though, there's a play on Sunday that I don't say these words, but I think it's a lock. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm wrong. You can scoop that play up. I'll probably post that here today as well. So be on the lookout for that, man. Heading into a great weekend. Hop on a 3-day pass, man. Hop on a weekly. I'm heating up, man. I told y'all last week when I'm cold, there's a heater on the back end of it. It always happens that way. It's just how my handicapping plays out. It's so crazy. It's so weird. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Parlay time. Parlay. Parlay. Parlay, parlay, parlay. Chris, what we doing?
let's see. I'm going to roll with the over in Yankees Reds, or Yankees Blue Jays, sorry, over in Reds Mets and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm going to go 4-teamer in baseball. Red Sox, Yankees, Brewers, Mets.
Jeremy.
Yeah, if you ever saw the movie Boomerang, Gerard's dad liked to coordinate. He had mushrooms on his belt, on the inside of his jacket, all of those things. And I like to correlate as well. So I got a same-game parlay for the NFL game tonight with the Chiefs. I'm taking Omarion Hampton to score a touchdown over his rushing yards. I like Justin Herbert over his passing yards. And I may be on an island with this one again, but I still think we see points tonight, even with the history. I think we're going to get a defensive touchdown, some weird stuff that happens on a Friday night in Brazil. But that's almost a 7-1 bet. It's 14 parlay on the same game parlay.
For me, I will go with Pirates money line. They're too hot not to keep it rolling with them. Tampa Bay Rays money line. They're too hot not to keep it rolling with them. And to close it off, we will roll with the Orioles. They're too hot not to continue to roll with them. 3-teamer from baseball. And then the props that I liked were both quarterbacks for INT, Travis Kelce for a touchdown in the NFL game tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Favorite plays are at PickDawgz Premium. Link for that in the description. Smash the like button for us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Weekend show tomorrow. It'll be a combo of both shows. So it'll be some segmented portions, and then we'll still have a main core guys that talk about all the biggest games on the card. So we'll do a little bit of both to try to get everybody in, everybody out. We'll see how it goes. Work in progress. NFL show being posted later on today. College football show being posted later on today. Well, in the comments of this show, we will put the link for you guys to vote on your circa picks. We have an entry for the PickDawgz community. It's a Google sheet. On that sheet, you'll be able to go in there and pick your plays for the week, your top 5 plays of the week. We're going to take a consensus. Whoever has the largest percentage on for that week, the top 5 are going to be the plays for the circa. So see how it plays out. Romanelli just put it right there in the live chat. We'll put it in the actual description of this video and the comments of it as well. That's it from me, though, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's all from me. Chris, any final words from you?
Oh, let's make it a winning day.
Costi?
That's it. Let's do it. Big weekend ahead.
Jeremy?
Yeah, I'll follow in suit. I mean, a lot of good spots this weekend. Don't get too crazy or get crazy. It's the opening weekend. People love to have fun.
See y'all tomorrow. Make it a winning day. Aloha. Julio.